Hey, it's been a while. It has been a hot ass minute, but we're back. Slightly different content. We're churning up the content again, and we want to apologize first and foremost to our families. It's for the lack of content.
Sorry, Mum. And I mean Dad, I guess.
We'll unpack that later.
Hey everyone, and we're back. Let's just be honest. This channel has been.
It's been everything.
There's a word for this channel in our country. It's called chap fan.
Okay.
Mixed rice.
Mixed rice.
It's basically like a buffet of Asian dishes that you just chunk together in one plate. It's just condiments. And what is the main dish? A mixture of those condiments.
I like that.
That's
like
where
it.
we are right now. But today we have actual things to talk about again. It's been a very interesting past season of ups and downs.
For Flesh and Blood,
We are at the circa this recording. We are just coming off the Outsiders hype. Like we're falling off that edge right now.
It is.
Into a season of like, what do I buy now?
At the time of recording, it's day one of PT Baltimore.
Oh,
so I'm really excited. We're excited for the live stream that's happening.
There's been very spicy things that's been coming out of Baltimore.
We'll talk about that later. But at the table, joining us again, just in case this is your first time watching, my name is Ming. We got another Ming. And this is Elliot, our counterpart from Singapore. And we're together. We're all 1-2 juice.
Singapore represent.
Bunch of faces that you'll be seeing more often. But just as I was talking about PT Baltimore, how are we feeling about competitive season?
Okay, so this competitive season, we know what the top decks are. It's like
it's old man. Yeah,
it's old man again. You know what? How many pieces we've banned from this guy?
He's still out and about.
Dude,
Someone put him in the retirement home, man.
But it makes complete sense because Outsiders brought in a lot of setup.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
and the more you have set up, the more Oldhim power skills.
Yeah, Oldhim loves the long game with you, man.
He's like, you want to set up?
Let's go.
Bro.
Just
you
put
like,
more.
Yeah, you like being old.
Surprisingly, Uzuri is great into the old man.
It's nice into the old man for sure.
But for everyone else,
just doesn't feel great, lah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But that just brings Oldhim closer to LL, so I'm okay with that.
True. On the other side, we're also coming off of skirmish season.
Oh.
And in skirmish season, Icelander and Oldhim are gone.
It makes sense. It's about time. Because honestly, if anything, right, what killed my competitive edge was I hate playing against ice.
In Blitz.
Yeah, as a new player, right, it's like the most stunting thing to figure out as a new player.
Yes.
Everything's like plus one.
And I remember it was those few games with Ice Lexi that really was like, then what I do? Because I was doing Katsu at that time. Can you imagine underpowered Katsu against Lexi Ice? Like what I do?
Well, but now we're in that season for...
I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm really
I will
happy.
finally come back and play Blitz.
I'm really happy.
Oh my god.
But yeah, back to like PT Baltimore.
Yeah.
So we have Oldhim as one of the top decks. Lexi is now showing, tons of guns. I think you've seen it. You've seen it. Yeah.
Elliot has introduced me to a version of Lexi that is disgusting.
Are you talking about it? What is it?
So we're playing a fuseless Lexi this
Fuseless.
right
So Yuki brought the fuseless Lexi last year.
Yep.
It was amazing because you didn't have to rely on any ice stuff or anything.
Yep.
But this one takes the cake.
With all the new arrows introduced in Outsiders.
Right.
And of course, everyone's talking about, Codex of Frailty.
Right.
That card has re-enabled just how wide this girl can go.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Frailty. What does it do?
Frailty is the one where...
the old lady on the picture.
Yes, the only in the picture. You play it, you take an attack from your discard,
This is
place
the
it in
Codex,
your arsenal. Yeah. And then if you have
Frailty
a card in hand,
token.
you discard. Yeah. And then ponder for you, Frailty for the other guy.
Right.
And he has to put, he or she has to put a card, an attack into their arsenal as well. You end off usually with CNC, so kind of, it's a win-win situation all the time.
Elliot came over to KL to play an armory and he ended every game in the double digits.
Yeah,
He won.
it was
With the Fuses Lexi.
With
Yes,
Fuses Lexi.
yes.
He was 15 and above.
Was that the playmat that you just won again?
Which he
Oh
also
my
came with no playmat and won a playmat.
I came with no playmat because I was like, I traveled up and I have a lot of things to carry.
So now you got a playmat.
Now he got a playmat.
Which you can actually leave here.
I could.
You
could
could also.
Hey, if you guys need any solitary
No,
fiber
we're
playmat,
good.
please have
actually,
it.
it's fine.
It's interesting that the whole 1-2 Juice team, right? And this is something that we want to share more with you guys because we don't get to share this much. But the whole 1-2 Juice team has incredible luck for some reason.
I love it.
Right now it's a dipping, but with Elliot, pulling that, it's coming back. But okay, PT Baltimore, we can't say much about it because it's not happened yet at the time of recording.
Yep.
But if I was going to make a blanket statement, all I can say is, wow, what a weekend.
Yeah, we should do a quick cut here. It was like, wow, what a great PT.
What a
great
weekend.
PT.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to pretend
okay.
like we know what's going on.
Yeah.
We have no idea.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna make my prediction. Dromai wins the whole thing.
Shut up.
Why?
It's not gonna happen,
It's
bro.
not okay. It's not happening. It's not happening.
What
it's
if
not happening.
Azalea really wins it?
I don't think so.
What if? What if? Because everyone's set up to potentially counter old him, right?
So Brody won with Azalea in.
it was
back-
the Chicago Brawl. I
Yeah,
believe.
Chicago Brawl. That was like literally weekend one of Outsiders.
Yes, yes. That was the one where everyone's excited for the fresh meta.
right.
But yeah, a lot of things have climbed up the list.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Azalea's great, but
Got tricks,
you have to have the hands of God to pull off the dominator.
You have to
arrows.
make sure you don't get like totally fatigued out
You
by
can't
old
whiff,
him.
man. You can't get
Yeah,
whiffed.
old-
Wow, but how to go against old him now?
yeah,
Like,
no, we saw in Armory recently. This guy's like, 11 dom with all these on hits, and
And our good friend Saiful,
he just said, take
I'll
one.
take one.
I'll take
11
one.
dom, take one.
I was like, and that was like off of nothing.
This
right?
guy
Yeah.
has blocks for days, man.
Yeah.
11 dom take one.
Yeah.
Why would you?
He blocked out 10 from a Dominator
That's
attack.
this. Who else can do that besides
How?
old him?
I mean, there was Crown, there was Rampart.
Oh, everything
Defense
lah.
react,
but,
everything.
yeah, but you imagine doing all of that and then
One
taking
damage.
one damage.
Oh.
like the Azalea CK was new player,
Yeah.
excited about Azalea. He's like, look at me coming in with 11 dom. You
Setting
only take
up,
one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Set up the real dream there. And then the guy looked and said, I take one.
But hey, that's where
That's
he's
a,
at.
wow, that's a momentum flip right there.
That's,
Yeah,
that
it's
feels
crazy.
bad.
Wow.
It feels bad.
So
Wow.
predictions. Forget it. They're probably gonna release like the
yeah.
the deck tag already. So
Yeah.
whatever, right?
Well,
Hmm.
I
So,
think more
yeah.
exciting news from PT Baltimore actually, since this is information we have,
Yes.
is news about both the next RTN season, so
Yes.
the Road to Nationals, as
Oh,
well as the,
the
new
new
set.
I'm so ready for this.
Dusk Till Dawn.
This is
Look,
where-
Let's quickly touch on the RTN season.
Yeah.
So RTN season is
Road-
is now what we're all working towards now that PT Baltimore's out.
Right.
Which, just to double check, this year there's only one PT.
this year there will only be one Pro Tour
Oh,
as
that's
scheduled.
interesting. Okay.
So it'll be this, and then we'll go internationals, and,
And
then
there's
Worlds.
calling
and then
before-
Worlds.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and a bunch of callings throughout the year.
Okay, that's interesting. Last year we had 2 Pro Tours.
Yes, last year we had 2 Pro Tours to kind of like make up for the previous year.
Understand. So
Yeah.
usually it's 1 Pro Tour.
We'll try. I think they're trying to do 1 Pro Tour and have like a very spaced out season.
But
so
it's
that people
easier
can
also
play
because it
practice.
felt like a lot of events last
Dude,
year.
last year was.
Yeah, last year was jam packed.
Yeah.
If you were a Flash from Blood player in 20,
And
I was
22,
tired.
And
man.
I think at some point they need to also cater for like the new
new players.
markets.
I
Yes.
agree.
For
So
sure,
it's
for
not
sure.
always in America where everyone's like, I miss another one, I miss another
Yeah,
one.
for
Yeah.
6 months, right? I could not introduce the game to anyone new because
It
I
was-
was like grinding.
You were grinding. Yeah, you had the major grind
That
set
was
during that
insane.
time. But yeah, so we have
RTN.
RTN season coming up, and a bunch of callings. If this is coming out in May, chances are Singapore calling is coming up next.
Singapore is
actually,
coming
in
right
June.
up. And boy,
Yeah.
do we have so many things for you guys for Singapore
Oh,
calling.
boy.
Mian, you want to share? We can't. Not yet.
Because things at this time aren't confirmed yet.
We can't say anything.
But there's been some really great news from the back. Like we met really good people, and I think as like the small representatives of this whole region, right?
Straight
so,
up.
So something really interesting is like we're right next to Australia, and Australia has a ton of FAB content creators.
Yeah.
But north of that is like empty.
Right.
It's
right,
like
right.
maybe
Where's Australia? Is it south?
down south
down
of us,
under.
south of
It's
us.
Down under.
Oh my gosh!
TIL. Damn. Okay.
But yeah, so I think what is going to be interesting is it's the last time like I think I didn't make it to Singapore calling. I think
Yeah.
Did you go?
None of
I
them
try
were.
not to talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, we
so
didn't
angry.
go.
It's just me. I
I'm
missed
so
you
angry.
guys.
because
Yeah.
we had other things to do.
Ah!
But now this year the schedules are open.
Yeah.
And we are making sure
I
that
will
we do
swim
something
across
good.
that causeway, bro.
But not just something
throw the
good.
float.
We actually have something for the community if
Yes.
everything goes well.
It's not just about us going.
It's not. So you'll see. Like the best thing I can say is either follow our Twitter or just actually follow our Twitter lah, or
Dude,
Instagram.
You want to follow our socials? We are giving out a redonkulous amount of
Yeah,
stuff.
we got some really good stuff to share to give back to the community because we've had a lot of like random things sent to us and we've never had a chance to give to people stuff.
Yep.
So give out to people. So now we are gonna potentially do something there and finally meet you guys.
Yeah.
I
like.
can't wait to meet all these Singaporeans.
Dude, yeah.
Sorry, I mean,
For-
no,
yes.
there are people flying in.
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
gonna be people flying in.
And of course,
We were-
Yes,
we have the
yes.
Japanese players
Dude,
coming
I'm
in.
so excited to meet Japanese players.
Yeah.
You know, Japanese players are some of the most polite players in the world,
Yeah.
right?
I think there's this one clip of this Japanese player is huge in the Magic scene. I can't remember.
Was it of him shuffling?
It's the shuffling, dude. His
Bro,
magical shuffle where the cards don't touch the table before
Yeah.
he's finished shuffling them.
I don't know how he did it. He literally could do magic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, just amazing stuff.
Crazy.
So we have like a regional contingent from Southeast
Yes.
Asia. Of
Nice.
course, the Malaysians are coming
Yeah,
down.
yeah, we got a bunch
Yes.
of Malaysians coming down.
The Japanese, and also, of course, I think from the Australian, New Zealand
Yeah,
side.
the
For
Oceanic
They'll be
sure.
side,
going
for
down,
sure.
right?
They're
so
right
we're gonna
here.
meet you guys and we're
I
gonna
want
play
to
some
freaking
games.
meet
Yeah.
freaking Hayden.
Hadel.
Hadeldale.
Hayden. But
Hadeldale.
above all, as with all things, we just want to hug Papa White.
Finally.
I will finally.
He's confirmed coming to Singapore
100%.
calling.
He's doing Challenge the Monarch on Friday.
Yes.
And I will challenge.
The Monarch.
The Monarch.
Yeah, this is gonna be so fun.
We'll be like,
Oh
who can
my
hug each other
gosh.
tighter?
I just want to enter the Monarch event and
Well,
take all the rare cards.
Dude,
Just
speaking of
so-
which,
Uh.
since we're on the topic of RTN season,
Yes.
actually we're gonna have a bunch of Monarch to play. So today at PT Baltimore,
Right.
there is going to be a War of the Monarch pre-release event that's
the
coming
War
up.
of the Monarch.
Yes, let me just take out my notes real quick to look at this.
Okay.
So from July 7th to
Okay.
July 9th, there's going to be Monarch booster drafts and Dusk Till Dawn booster pack prizes
Okay.
where you can win Prism Advent of Thrones, the new
No,
Blitz
shut
16 health Prism hero.
Okay.
More on that later. And Vincent, which
The
is...
new Rune Blade.
And canonically, I heard she's a she.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's the girl on the Swarming Gloom Veil.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
such
yeah.
a beautiful one. So those were the Cold 4 prizes that they get. Some extended art rainbow foils as we're very used to. And they had this note here that says, prepare for national championships. Because RTN season is not going to be Outsiders draft. It's going to be Monarch draft.
What?
We're going back to the old school and playing Monarch
So,
draft.
Bengan, based on your knowledge, is there an excess of Monarch?
There's a damn big excess of Monarch.
So that could be the reason why?
They need to get rid of stock.
to help push these things
They,
out.
yeah, I think it's actually there's no other reason.
It'll help also bring prices
Yes,
of certain
definitely.
key cards down, right? We have
mean,
footsteps.
Because
Husks.
new players are coming in,
Yeah.
they need
Can
footsteps.
Can you
and
imagine
prestige,
they
right?
do Monarch with first add Monarch?
No,
That will just because that will balance the market.
Yes.
That
Well, I'm
Mm.
not sure if I'm wrong about this, but there is a print run difference between first ed and unlimited. So it
Okay.
really depends on what we're drafting with for the nationals season.
right.
Because the pack distribution and all
Yeah.
this kind of affects competitive.
I'm
levels of play.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be unlimited lah. I mean,
I
we
mean,
can
my
we can
hope is unlimited because it was a better pack distribution.
Yeah, I
from
mean,
what I played.
it's a first. Like you see Outsiders and we kept talking about how it's gonna be an amazing
Yeah.
draft experience with 6 different heroes.
Wow. Okay.
But to wind it back and play and draft Monarch for
Dude,
RTN.
I think that's crazy. In fact, I don't think
interesting.
any other traditional TCG game
No.
says like, hey, we're gonna go back in time,
yeah.
play a set that, to
That
be very
would
honest,
leads up to the next
that
set.
leads up to the next
Yeah.
set. And to be very fair,
It's
Monarch was
interesting.
released during like COVID, right?
Yes.
So a lot of people didn't get a chance.
Maybe that's why.
to
Maybe
come
that's
in.
why.
Maybe
yeah,
that's
to
why.
come in and draft the
It's
set.
not an easy draft though.
Well, it's a
There's
great
only
draft.
2 players, two heroes you can play.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
really,
Bolton.
Yeah, I do think that they might. I don't know lah. If they draft, then they probably won't add heroes in. But it's
No,
a
no, I don't think so.
really tough
It's gonna
set
be,
to
It's going
draft.
to be a straight up like Monarch draft, of which I remember back in the day, if you open any of the M weapons, you're
You
done.
win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah,
You get Luminaris, you're good.
Except
But-
Raiden.
but honestly, yeah, it's really hard to open. Like the set is almost like the highest risk to reward set.
Monarch to me was
Really?
the highest highs and the lowest lows.
Yeah,
Yes.
high size and low
You
size.
either spend your money for 4 boxes and then a Doomsday comes out and
I've
you're
bought-
like,
yeah.
why have we done this?
I've bought 2
Mm-hmm.
cases and I remember I opened 1 Doomsday and 1 nothing.
One Doomsday and one nothing.
Oh
That's-
my-
that's
yeah.
rough, bro.
That's
It's
rough, dude.
Monarch is a really rough set to open,
Yeah.
but that's why if you hit the library, if you
Oh
hit
my goodness.
Oh yeah, I
Vestige,
forgot about
if
hitting
you hit-
libraries.
yeah,
Yeah,
if
why did I
you
forget
hit-
about that?
if you hit the
Vestige
right,
of
obviously footsteps,
Yeah.
you're good. You're
You have
done.
made your money.
Yeah, the L's inside that one are all very valuable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no issues on
Okay,
that.
not all the L's. Not
Most
all
of-
the L's.
Which L is bad?
Doomsday.
Oh, Doomsday. Yeah,
Doomsday.
right,
No,
right,
there's
right.
more. There's more. Like the Monarch L's are actually Eclipse.
Eclipse is still.
I mean, I love Eclipse
Eclipse
because
is
you
still
know
good.
But
you
just-
actually
It's
play
not
in chain.
valuable, but yeah, it is
Yeah.
a
you
good.
can just pick up 5.
Valiant Dynamo.
Oh yeah, I
It's
always
alright.
forget that Bolton
Yeah.
is in that set.
Yeah,
See?
yeah.
I always forget
It's the
Bolton's in that set.
disrespect.
So-
So sorry, Bolton players.
That's why I feel like it's such an interesting set to draft because like wow, it's either you commit to the blood depth cards or somehow you
Yeah.
pick up an M which is like Cataclysm and you're done.
Yeah, you need to go pretty
Yeah.
hard on that one. But it
Wow.
is a very fun draft. I'm super excited for
Definitely.
it for RTN season.
Wow.
And it will be part of the Nationals.
This is
format
crazy.
as well.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
So Nationals is when's Nationals for?
I think
season?
for us will be in like August, September-ish. So this
So-
is pre-Worlds lah.
So news that drops mid-end July,
It focuses in start of July, I believe.
and then we're looking at Nationals drafting Monarch still.
Yes.
That's gonna be very interesting.
What?
Yes. Release of Dusk Till Dawn is July 14th. And national championships start August 25th onwards. So the August
Okay.
September period.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
What was the? I mean, since it's RTN, right? What's the price for RTN?
This
Have
is
they announced
RT.
it?
Yes, they have.
Gold
This is
foil
RTN.
commons.
No.
No,
It's a
cold
cold foil Jubil Spellblade.
I don't even want to take part in that.
Yeah, I
not
don't
my
think this is the
favorite.
best price support.
There were a lot of comments about
Yeah.
like, wow, the
Yes.
first RTN was an extended art tunic, and then
Yes.
now it's like this.
Yeah.
So,
well,
yeah.
there is some downside to this, but
But
Nationals has always been the thing in which
Yeah,
the
yeah.
top 8 are gold foils.
Right,
and
right.
recently in the news, I think maybe at this point, maybe like a month ago, they actually showed you the print numbers and how many
Yes.
gold foils have been
Yes,
released
yes,
of
yes,
all
yes.
the specific
Yeah,
ones.
I
I
think
think that's a
that
really
was
nice.
interesting.
That's a very nice note from
Yeah,
LSS
that was quite
to
interesting.
let us know on these things.
It definitely gave the market a very huge spike, especially for certain fables, for certain elves.
Oh, yeah.
But now you can safely predict like the exponential growth, and you can see that the game has actually exploded even after Monarch, where Monarch was overprinted by everyone's expectation.
Yeah.
Monarch had such a high print. Surprise, outsiders just went above and beyond that. But it's really good in some ways that sure, it's a lot of set, meaning your L's are getting less and less rare, but the game is growing.
The
So-
game's great. No,
it's still a win.
cards will
Yeah.
always be needed by some of the newer
Yeah.
players. I'm always happy to have them join the
They
crew.
need cards. They need cards.
They need cards,
They
yeah.
need cards.
But
That's it.
so
That's
with
basically it.
with
Interesting.
national season coming on the way, one of the upsides is that we're going to play an older set. But for those guys like me who are,
Enjoy it.
we've been practicing really hard. Put it nicely. The Outsiders Limited draft.
I'm sorry, sir.
Dude, I don't think I'll get a chance to play if it's not at PT. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's still gonna be a fun time. Gonna be a fun time for
Yeah.
all of us here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. Monarch drafting is guys. There's nothing to lose. Monarch is considered out of print ish already.
Let's play, ah.
So
Yeah,
they're
let's
like
play.
they are giving you the chance to open old
It's
set.
true. And I agree. I agree with that
Like
one.
there's nothing to lose, you know. There's so many good cards inside.
I
and
agree.
I swear, if they announce it's actually first at Monarch, oh my
I mean, I'm sure there will be
God.
some with first ed, but not everyone.
Well,
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll
Right.
see. It'll be mad. It'll be
Before we
quite
jump into the new set and discussions, I want to take a bit of time to talk about what you guys can expect from 1-2 Juice,
Okay.
especially on the podcast sessions that we have. So we're trying to make it a little bit more consistent, coming out with maybe an episode a month or bi-weekly.
Right.
Just more flesh and blood content, more on the casual front, because we usually do a lot of kind of like bigger production stuff. But with Elliot being in Singapore, and schedules being tight, we're probably still gonna push out a bit of content just to chit chat about the state of the market. I think the current podcasts on the scene now are doing an amazing job already. So we don't want to repeat too much. What we want to do is provide entertaining and comedic insights and stuff.
It's actually crazy that
Yeah.
Michael Hamilton actually has his own podcast. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like the
Right.
one of the best players in the world. Just like, hey, here's all the info you need.
Yeah.
And here my thought
It's like a
process.
masterclass every week.
Yeah, dude.
It's mad.
I don't have to pay for that too.
You don't
It's
have to
crazy.
pay for
It's
that.
crazy.
I think in some sense, like for us, if you guys are watching like 1-2 Juice, one thing that we try to do is get the new players in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like I think if anything, our content is really light. So
Yeah.
if you guys like wanted to put like this content that we try to make in a nutshell, it's the channel you share with the new players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah, doing
Yeah.
some introductory stuff
Yeah.
in order to onboard people.
We
to this
will.
game.
Yeah.
So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about different, of course, deck techs. We're going to be highlighting decks around the region, especially from the Asia Pacific region that are making its rounds. Because I believe the meta in every country is definitely very different,
Yeah.
right? And how people are playing it. So we want to highlight and champion some of these people, celebrate their achievements and stuff. But we also don't want to make it too deck techy, right? We want to keep it simple and light so you guys can enjoy it. Something for you guys to listen to while you're washing the plates, while you're driving to your next armory. Just something short and fun,
Like me.
Oh my
That's
god,
crazy, eh?
That's crazy.
No, I
Crazy.
think it's just like it would be great to just also number one represent our region in terms of content creation, because then at least people have an insight into like what's the meta going on here. Why do people play what they do here?
Yeah, you don't have to come down to the SG calling and be like, man, why these guys all on Bolton?
Oh my! Wow, that would be such
spoiler.
a shock. That would be such. That would
now they know my deck now.
a culture shock to all the people visiting the RTN. It's like what, But yeah, I think It's been very interesting because we've had great talks with like the people who build the game or who distribute the game, and I think there's a very big need to just make friendlier, easier content.
Yeah.
Right?
Very digestible
So
stuff.
obviously there's a ton of professionals out there, superbly technical. We're probably not going to be one of those people because we can in some ways, but I think we're trying to just make the content ecosystem a bit more well-rounded.
Yeah, you
in
can
terms
see
of,
some of like what you already expect from us.
So please don't if you guys come here and like, wow, this is really newbie stuff. I'm sorry. Is we try.
No,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have some nuggets of good stuff. Elliot is
Right.
an amazing deck
I
brewer,
know,
man.
wow. That's
We've had some crazy deck tech from Elliot.
Yeah. I mean, and
but
that being said, Singapore, Elliot, you're probably gonna be the counterpart in Singapore. If you want to.
I'm always surprised when I come over here. We're always like shooting something.
Yeah,
It's always a great time.
Okay.
Yep.
So Singapore,
Singapore,
done deal.
let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh.
Let's
Okay.
quickly talk about Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes.
Ooh, Dusk Till Dawn. Okay, this is
There's a
gonna be
lot that
insane.
came out, right?
Look, me and Minghan are well-known Prism stands.
You guys are massive.
Just-
Prism
and
fans.
Prism.
I think one of your best decks you've ever fighted is Chain for
Yes,
sure,
sir.
right? Minghan? So
I played Chain.
you played you played Chain.
Yeah.
What do you play? We played
I
Katsu.
played Chain because I was drafting and I'm like,
Ah,
wow,
yes,
this guy
Oh,
is-
yes.
yeah.
But
This
you
pretty mad.
love Prism, right?
He loves Prism.
Minghan
His full
loves
CC
Prism.
deck, aside from Katsu, is actually Prism.
I have 3 Prism decks.
Yo, he rocked up at PQ and like with no practice, walked away with 4 wins, bro.
What on Prism?
I can't remember how, but
Yeah, that
was
was the
Prism.
PQ.
because people don't know how to deal with Prism
People
at
did
that time,
not know how to
yeah,
do Prism.
right?
Ah, Prism is the best.
Speaking about Prism,
Springboard Prism, dude.
Let's just go with that.
Thanks to
Let's go
Ing
with
Chu
that.
Hing.
Yeah.
But yes, Dusk Till Dawn is going to be
Where
the
is it? Where
10th
is it?
set, dude.
10.
The 10th set milestone for all of
Shit.
us here
Mad.
in the Flesh and Blood
Come
community.
on, guys.
Super excited. Apparently, lore-wise, it's going to continue the foundation or talk about the foundation of the Flesh and Blood story arc, the War
Okay.
of the Monarch. I don't know
Okay.
what that is just yet.
Sure.
But exciting times.
Okay.
It's going to be released much sooner than expected. Middle of July, July 14th.
It wasn't supposed to be this soon.
Middle
I didn't
of
think it was going to be this soon.
middle of July.
July 14th. Yeah.
Good lord.
So we're not very far off
We're
of this.
really
2.5
not.
months,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's gonna have 10 cards per pack. This is a supplementary booster type thing. And most interestingly, they're gonna be 10 Marvels.
10 freaking Marvels.
So 8 legendaries, all of the common base stuff.
8 legendaries, 10 Marvels.
10
The,
Marvel.
the legendaries is what I think will start to play into like the predictions because it's 8 legendaries. So if we think about it, 2 generics, 2 light, 2 shadow. That's only 6.
Yep.
Like what is this? So that means there
Then
will
it'll be
a
like those
light.
like illusion, like it might just be class specific, like illusionist or
Yeah.
or room blade. Yeah.
That wow.
So there'll be light, there'll be shadow, illusionist, room blade. I mean, the sky's the limit. Look, I tried to predict that for outsiders, and then suddenly I was like, I'm very certain they'll give a ninja arm piece, and they were like, yes, but it's also an assassin arm piece.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, it's
I think
more of an
like
assassin
outsiders
arm
has set us primed and ready for this dual cards, right?
piece. So many cool things. that happen.
100%. There's going to be a shadow and light card.
Oh my gosh.
100%. It could be the
Me
favor.
you with the hot takes,
Bro,
here, dude. Me you with the hot
100%.
takes.
There's got to be like some, yin and yang.
Ooh.
Dusk Till Dawn. It's going to be
It's
something
still,
like that.
yeah,
it's
so
in
there's
one
a
card.
transition.
Exactly.
Oh.
Would it be crazy if like the light and dark card, right? Because the mechanics for light and dark is too different.
Completely
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Right? But what if it's the first Marvel Fable, which is double-sided,
Damn. Oh,
and both
shit.
the sides have the
You could
light and
use
the
either.
dark? Yeah.
That's loco.
because that's not
Wet.
an uncommon.
I'm
right?
moist, bro.
Wet,
Because
yeah.
okay, so I'm just gonna bring in another game right now because Magic just released a double-sided card, right?
Yes.
So Magic
Okay,
released
done
the,
that for quite
the
often
Siege,
lah.
right?
Yeah.
But this Siege is a different thing because the Siege cards also transform into something else at the back.
Yes.
So I guess it could be really interesting. The only problem is how do you sleeve a double-sided card in your deck,
That's
right? So
that's
that
a hard one.
Actually, normally what they do in like even in Magic is that they have token card. You know, like we did
Yeah.
that for the for the
Right.
dragons in UPR.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
Yes,
That's
yes.
true.
So now you do that.
But yeah, I think other than that, like I think it will be really crazy to have a double-sided Fable Light and
Yeah.
Dark. It makes sense with the name.
If your hero is light, gain 3 life. If your hero is shadow, deal 3 damage. You know?
Why?
It's
But
that kind
yeah,
of
no,
nonsense,
but it
man.
has to because like I think the light and shadow mechanic is too different.
Yeah.
Like it's soul versus blood depth. So there's
Yeah.
there's literally no similarity
They'll
in
find
how to play
something.
the
They'll
mechanic.
They'll find something.
Right?
They'll find
The 10
something.
marbles,
Yeah.
I think, is a really good upgrade.
How many did we have for Dynasty? Dynasty had a stupid amount.
Dynasty had a truck ton of
I
marvels,
feel
but
like Dynasty was the testing ground for
but
Marvels.
yeah, Dynasty was like the stretching
Guys,
the limit of marvels. and
Dragon
then-
itself is how many Marvel?
No,
12.
that's
Oh, wait,
so
that's
for UPR,
Uprising.
yeah, for
Yeah,
Uprising
yeah.
itself, it was perfectly
Uprising,
fine. I think
yes,
like
right.
every single dragon had a marvel version of itself.
Right.
That was a great chase
Right.
that I went on. For Dynasty, we had all the weapons, so it's
Yeah.
the whole
The
armory
black.
kit, right?
Oh, I love
that
it,
was,
dude.
That was beautiful, beautiful. And then we came on to Outsiders, where it was just 3 marvels, right? We only went
Yes.
down to
The codexes.
the codexes.
Which was actually right.
I really like
beautiful.
it.
The codexes is beautiful.
It just made sense. If there was any more Marvels in Outsiders, right? I'm like,
Outsiders.
why?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
why?
They gave us additional stuff in Outsiders. They had the EA. I always call it EA boobies, but it's not. It's
It is EA boobies.
Shrouds. Yeah.
EA Shroud.
EA Shroud,
yes,
EA
Shroud.
Trench.
EA Trench, right? So
Uh,
that's a rare one for us to get an EA legendary card.
Yeah, I think Outsiders set a very new precedence for rarities in cards. I think I was talking to the team also recently. Like, I feel like even legendaries, which are rainbow foil now, it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you
It's-
get it.
I think that's the perfect
But
way
it's
to do
great,
it,
right?
Because it allows accessibility for
Yeah.
a legendary
Yes.
piece.
Very
Actually, I
much
love
so.
the fact that in Singapore, for example, a lot of the legendaries are like 50 Sing, like 50
That's great.
SGD,
That's
which is
great.
great. It's a very good entry
It should be
point.
there.
Like
yeah.
tectonic plating.
Yeah, we're
Screw that.
always,
Like, it's
I
a
have
free
3.
card. You
You have
can
to
take
do-
one.
Like,
for
what am I
free.
going to do with this now?
Yeah,
Please.
well, that's for the market now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think it's a very good way to play this game.
I'm just going to hold on to them until they're
man.
$1,000 each. I don't know what I'm going to do with them.
It's not going away anytime
But-
soon.
but-
Tectonic is so good.
No, oh my gosh, tectonic. Oh my god. I had so many chances to trade them in tunics, you know.
Oh, you should have.
Oh,
dude.
man,
Hey,
that's rough.
hey,
That's
rough.
Because I didn't know. I might always like, maybe I need a playset.
For the guys at home
That
listening to
doesn't make
this,
sense.
Ming Han is the one who really looks at the market very
Yeah.
closely. I
does,
like
yeah.
the competitive stuff.
Yeah.
Ming Han really loves the trading stuff.
He is, yeah.
And Ming Yu loves coming on for the ride, bro.
I'm just there for a good time, bro.
It's always a good time. I love watching Ming Yu play.
Thank you.
I really do. It's
Yes,
always a
thank
fun
you.
time.
Some funky tech.
Anyone want to trade
I'm good.
I'm good, bro. I'm
With
good.
a tunic.
I've got my playset of
But
things
okay,
already.
like Dusk and Dawn. Let's go back to that.
yes.
Yeah.
In the past, James White mentioned, I think it was in Lille that he was saying that this is the set that we see the return of familiar faces.
Yes.
So Prism.
So Prism and Chain, you know, first in, sorry, not first in, first out. Stavo was first out, and then these two went out, right?
Then they went out soon after. We had
So everyone's
King
really
Dawn.
excited because, you know, Shadow and Light, this is the set that they're coming back in. Prism is introduced as a Blitz
Well, wait, let me pull
hero
up
with
the-
16 life.
Yeah,
That is
so,
interesting.
The card that was released today, without any text, they said May 2nd, there'll be more information on the product release.
Oh, then
So
there will already be more.
We'll see more
Yeah.
by this time.
Yeah.
But at this point in time, all we can know is that she's a 16 health hero
Blitz.
for Blitz, right? So she's
I-
young hero,
right.
16, 4 intellect.
16 life.
Yeah, she's
means
like Kano level,
Back
you
in
know.
some ability there.
Bro, it's
Yes.
nasty. Bro.
Because
It's
she
nasty,
looks like
it's
an upgrade of Prism.
Okay,
She got
this,
wings now,
right?
bro.
this is the
Advent
most
of
waifu
Thrones.
version of
Yeah,
Prism I've
this
ever
is
seen.
insane. They
Yeah.
knew it. And they pushed the
They
envelope.
know.
You know me,
No,
LSX.
you know why?
James.
Also, you know why? They know the Japanese market coming in.
Ah.
We
We all
know
know.
the power of waifu. This card, right? I say first, English might not be that expensive. The Japanese
Yes.
version of this card,
100%.
the Japanese
You
version.
will trade all 3 tectonic platings for it.
Oh, he's gonna trade this
All
tectonics
3 of them,
away.
man.
I'll sell my WTR seal just
Oi,
to get
yo.
the Japanese version
That's
of
a lot.
Prism.
Hey man, I'll travel for you. Don't worry.
No, 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 no.
I don't sell the
Like,
WTR seal, bro.
You know what's the best comment I've seen so far about the Prism Advent of Thrones? I think he might be a new guy. I saw on a training group. He wrote there, someone pasted the card.
Yeah.
And there was a comment, why is the ability Dusk Dawn?
Oh wow.
I'm like, no,
Say,
no.
sir,
No,
this,
no,
that's
no,
not how
no.
things work here.
That's
we
not
don't do that
ability.
here. We don't do that.
Why is that?
He asked because the picture looked like this. Why is the ability Dusk Dawn?
Oh, okay.
Say, my man, I think
It
you need
is
to.
action card, take out wallet, burn.
Comprehension.
Pretty much, right?
Yes. Well,
But man,
this
it's
is
sick.
interesting. This is really interesting because people were saying, oh, when you see a young hero and they have a title, in this case, Advent
Yeah.
of Thrones,
There
right?
might not be a-
there might
oh,
not be an adult version,
adult version.
but,
But-
you can't just call it Prism
No,
because Prism already
correct.
exists.
Exists.
Correct.
Yeah.
Also, Flash Ember loves to do this when they think they have a structure,
They will flip
they
it
just,
on its head,
just F it
right?
lah.
So
Yeah,
I was saying to Elliot, there will be and quite possibly be 3 prisms floating about.
You know what would be crazy? If there's a Prism Advent of Thrones and then a Prism that is a shadow. I think that would be
wild
mad.
shit. That's wild shit.
I think that would be disgusting. Can you imagine a Prism with blood depth?
I'm such a sim for Prism. dude. I don't care
You don't
what
even
it
care
is.
what. She could be a brute and you still play it,
I
right?
play it, dude.
because that remember that
I'd be so angry if she was a shadow brute, bro.
Yeah, dude, I
They-
don't care, man. I'll
they
play
did
it.
such a questionable graphic with Shiana.
Yeah,
Prism was either melting or she was shifting as well.
Let me see this. Let me do this.
But then Shiana, so
It was the key out for
we
Comic SG.
we all are prepared for Shiana to be in this set.
Yes.
Maybe it's Shiana of the light and Shiana of the dark. Who knows? Because she's a shapeshifter.
Yes.
Right? Oh my gosh, this is gonna be a waifu set.
Dude, I'm down, lah.
Screw chain.
I'm down. No,
Screw.
speaking of screwing chain, Vince said the other card that was released or the
Yeah.
other heroes released is going to be, well, hopefully a waifu shadow rune blade as well.
From the Swarming Gloomville
I think it's the
card,
Swarming
right?
Gloomville one. Some people are speculating it could be the Aether Ironweave lady.
Okay, okay.
So there's a bunch of
I think the
bunch
Swarming
of
one
them.
looks cool.
It might
Swarming
be
looks
because
cool,
I feel like the Swarming Gloomville is a summon. It doesn't look human.
Doesn't look
You
human.
get what I mean, right? Because up until now,
Yeah.
even
This right
Riptide.
looks human, man. This right.
Hardly.
No, not really lah. But the Gloomville girl looks too ethereal to be
Too
human.
ethereal.
You get what I mean?
I think it's cool.
Because we have like Artlight Sentinel, right?
Yes.
So Swarming
No,
Gloomville-
actually, on second thought, actually, it's the perfect room blade. It looks like the perfect room blade.
It looks.
Wait, look at the
edgy,
rune chant
right?
around her.
Yeah, it looks edgy. dude.
She's got freaking Nebula on steroids.
Yeah, dude.
It could be, it could be, it
I
could
guess
be.
we'll see.
We'll see. Well, a lot of product information, a lot of hype for us.
Okay,
to
let's go for
I'm
product
excited.
information. Let's go.
Yeah.
I am excited.
So we are expecting how many heroes?
Well, they haven't given us the final amount of things. They've only given us the pack distribution. So
Okay.
each pack 10 cards.
Okay.
Usual for a
The
supplemental,
display
yeah.
box will still be 24 packs as per
Yep,
normal.
yep.
So
Okay.
similar to Everfest, lah, right? Or what we've experienced from supplementary Everfest, Dynasty, and Crucible.
Mm.
With that, they are saying 8 legendaries,
8 legendaries.
yeah,
I just
56 majestics.
Have we ever seen 8 legendaries?
When was the last time we had the 8 legendary set?
I can't say we've had 8
Have we got
legendaries.
the 8
no.
legendary set?
I don't think because we've capped at 6.
UPR
Dude, even
was
outsiders had 5 only. Vambrace,
Vambrace, Trench,
Trench, Shroud,
Knives, Shroud.
Big Knives. That's about
and
it.
generic. The generic.
No,
is
the quiver.
F the quiver.
Oh, Quiver, yeah, Abyssal.
I just F the quiver.
Yeah.
Hey, the quiver is.
Oh,
I've
man.
seen him use
you,
the quiver.
Yeah, you see me use the Quiver, dude. You see
Okay,
me use the
okay.
Quiver.
Shit, me,
Actually,
man.
yeah, there's only 5. There was no wait. What's the
Generic is
The
Vambrace.
Vambrace, yeah.
Vambrace.
So that was 5.
There's
Max.
Vambrace. There is.
We've not seen more than that, actually.
Is there not a hit piece
Actually-
for this one?
No,
No, there was no legendary headpiece.
unfortunately.
Really?
Fable lah, the jewel lah. That's it.
Oh, right. Then there's the Fable, which is the Plague Hive.
Actually, 5 seems to be the thing now because
8 though, what the hell?
yeah, because if you think of the nightmare, and this is a support set, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be so damn hard to complete collecting this set.
Yeah.
Support sets are the worst to complete because
true.
now
Maybe if they made the drop rates like better.
it's gonna be ass.
It's
It's gonna be absolute ass.
Like
because
Everfest.
because it's like if you have 5 legendaries, right? And now because Flesh and Blood has 3 versions of legendaries, you don't just
Yeah,
have
yeah,
rainbow
yeah,
foil
yeah.
or cold foil.
Yeah.
Now you have
Marvel,
potentially have extended
EA,
art.
Yeah.
6 means 18, 15 minimum.
8.
8
legendaries.
8 legendary. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
24 potential if everyone. No lah, not everyone
Variants,
has
24 variants.
I would say maybe 16,
No lah,
19 lah.
20,
Wow.
20.
19 or 20.
Yeah, that's crazy. The past
Right.
2 supplementary sets were only 5 legendaries
Yeah.
each.
So
And this one's
so questions are here, you know. Why?
Everfest was 3 legendaries.
Bro,
What?
what?
Wow, 8 is actually a metric ton.
Like
It's
why?
a lot. It's a
a
lot.
lot.
But
It's a
hey,
lot.
you know,
The
it's
more the
what they
merrier,
do.
lah. The more the merrier. I don't mind.
It's what they do.
I have questions, you know, obviously.
Oh, certainly. But the chase is going to be so fun with 10 Marvels in the mix of this entire thing. I love the Marvels that they've done so far. It's, I've seen other TCGs where the special secret rare stuff
Yeah.
follows a certain kind of pattern, whether
Yeah.
it's like rainbow treatments or whatnot.
Right.
Flesh and Blood has not kept consistent with the kinds of ways they're making Marvels.
Yo, bro.
And that's what excites me. The
Look at the codexes,
I
man.
think so.
Yeah.
Because when the codex came out, people were a bit skeptical. I remember the conversations around
So-
it. Like,
Yeah,
"Eh,
it's like, why
the
this?"
cover
Our
like
first
this?"
look at Marvels was actually Stavo,
Yes.
right?
We had
That double-sided.
The double-sided
Yeah.
one.
We were like, wow, this is amazing. And then we saw the dragons and we lost our shit.
The
Yeah.
dragons
It's
were
like double-sided.
And then the
The
black
dragons.
weapon armory
Yeah.
I was
from
like,
Dynasty, that is crack. And then
Yeah.
now the codexes. So
Yes.
I appreciate the creativity that goes into it.
The
It's
Marvel,
amazing.
The Marvel creativity is great.
It's crazy.
Just that when it comes to the legendaries, right? I feel that it gives such a stagger because like, I mean, James White, I know you're watching this.
yo, what's up, James? It's been a while, man.
To some degree, Marvel legendaries degrade the rainbow foil legendaries a lot.
For sure.
Yes.
To some degree. And I don't know whether I'm on board if you continually have legendary Marvels. I feel like majestic Marvels give a small edge to a set.
Has there been legendary Marvels?
Legendary.
Like full art lah. Like,
Oh,
So like
extended
the
art
EA, like
extended
the
art
EAs
Marvels
and
lah.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, to have multiple tiers lah.
I
But
agree.
you know,
Yeah.
to be very honest, I think the cold foils in this set for Outsiders has been holding pretty well. It's
I
not-
actually
It
prefer
does.
the
It gives
co-foils
a
over the
second-
extended
yeah,
art.
cold foils are so nice. Yeah.
It does give a second layer of like value holding lah,
Yes.
because of
Yeah.
the codexes.
Yeah.
The codexes have not budged, man. Like people are still selling
And
them.
they're still strong. They're still strong.
Yeah.
Anyone with Spanish codexes, can you please hit me up, please?
You want Spanish codexes?
He does.
Dude.
He's a very good reason for it.
Okay,
I like the reasoning
I'm
here.
I've not told this because I don't want the Spanish
Oh, then okay
codexes
lah,
price
then, yeah.
to go up. But I think at this point, because it's just impossible to find. Because can you just think about it? Like, how many boxes of Spanish is being cracked? Think about it. The style, the entire style of the codex
It's so like
is like
yeah.
it's like the ancient Spanish like styles.
yeah.
And if you actually see, I've seen all the Spanish codex. Oh my
like, you know, like all
gosh.
those medical like
Yeah,
dates
yeah,
and
yeah,
date-
yeah.
It looks
Oh,
like Da
it's so
Vinci
good.
drew them.
Wow.
It
Wait,
looks
is Da Vinci Spanish?
amazing.
I think it's Italian.
Latin,
bro.
Latin
Yeah.
text,
Oh, it's Latin.
Latin text.
Wait, Da Vinci is Italian, bro.
He's Korean English.
If I'm not wrong, Tetsuya Matsumoto also Latin.
Yo, okay, we are diverging from the path of the
But
righteous.
basically, like I feel that if that kind of text come out,
It
right,
is
the
very
Latin
nice,
It'll
yeah.
look
Spanish
beautiful.
codex.
It'll look
the
beautiful.
Latin.
So that layer of Marvels actually, like when coming into this set and it's a waifu set and the Japanese are now on board. Oh yo,
It's true. I can't wait for the Japanese to get their hands on the illustration for
And-
Flesh
and-
Blood.
yeah.
Yeah, and James has been playing this game. Different language got different Marvel.
Yeah,
He
dude.
yes.
Right? He's been playing this
What a
game,
naughty man. James,
So,
you're really
hey,
just
hey.
the naughtiest of
So
men.
does that mean Japanese got Marvel Prism? Because
might
I
be.
feel this
Dude,
is going
the
to be a
Marvel
move.
Prism slot has already been taken.
No.
You guys have seen it at PT Baltimore. There is a Marvel Prism with a statue that comes
Oh,
with it.
shut up, man.
Dude,
That's
English
nasty.
printed, bro. This is the third one we've seen in double-sided cold foil.
Oh man.
Absolutely delicious.
As a simp, self-declared simp.
Oh man, you just
know
went
I
for
want
it.
it. You know I want it.
You gotta
but,
work hard for it, bro.
I want to work hard for it. One
Man,
day.
we are excited for the season ahead now with the competitive season approaching with the calling, with nationals. You guys are gonna go great. We can't wait to see the different styles of the meta shifting as well. Because with Icelander taking a backseat slightly, the game is anyone's, and I love it. I absolutely love that.
I think we'll have so much more content to cover up this year just
Definitely.
because the season is really spaced out. We're
Yes.
having like 2 more product launches this year.
Oh my lord, yes.
Yes, there's still an end year standalone set, right? So that's going to be fantastic.
a draft one as well.
And yeah, as we approach into Worlds and whatnot, I think we'll all have just plenty of things to talk about together.
But just to remind you guys, keep your eyes peeled for content up to leading up to the Calling Singapore, because we got a lot of stuff that we want to give you guys. And if you're gonna be there, let us know. We want to say hi. We want to give you stuff while we're there as well. So remember our faces, because it might serve you very well. It might.
Remember our faces.
Remember our faces.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to actually see a bit more teasers for the Dusk and Dawn.
Dusk Till Dawn.
Calling Singapore.
The calling.
100%.
So
James
let's
better give
just
us
all
something
wait
good.
for Mr. James White to put a few more slideshows.
I'll have him in like a full leg lock, so that
Okay.
he tells me more.
Sir, please tell me more.
That's
man.
He's a good man. He's a good man.
man.
I
He's a good
can't
man.
wait. I think we'll see. We'll see at some point. When more hints come out to do a prediction video.
There'll be
Dusk
so
Till Dawn.
much. There'll be so much more. May's coming. June Singapore calling.
Yep.
Just ton of things for us to show
Let's
you
do it,
guys.
let's do it.
Fun times.
Can't wait to meet you all back in Singapore.
Yes,
Oh
we'll
my
see you
gosh.
guys soon. Let us know if you have any topics you want us to cover, anything you want us to review or watch or react to. But other than that, we'll see you really, really soon. Peace
tuned.
out.
Peace
tuned.
out.